Basking in the barn, an old truck sits, waiting for new life, for this old iron was grabbed when rotten, picked clean, and used up with nothing left to offer, ready to be thrown away. The world had no use for it anymore.
But back in the 50s, it sat proud, strong, beaming and gleaming with life like a young teenager jumping into the world, not yet knowing the life it would live. This is post-war. Just a few years prior, the factory that built it wasn't building pickups or hanging chrome, but building weapons of destruction. 4-engine bombers designed for one purpose: tanks to crush and flatten whatever lay in front. The thoughts and hands that molded machines of war now turned out this humble pickup. Instead of killing machines, this truck, like many else, were built to help the humble farmer, the landowner, the construction worker, built to be the helping hand where man wasn't up to the task. This truck, like many others, was designed to be a companion to life, a loyal dog ready to turn its wheels in tandem to man's step until its last crank turn. More than 70 years is a lot of life to live, more so sometimes than the masters that built it. Most likely, it started serving its life working for the very group of people who keep the world fed, the farmer, hauling multiple loads of crop to scale until the business it helped grow outgrew it, moving on to bigger beds and trailers. Perhaps its second owner was a young couple in need of transport, joining this humble ball of iron into their lives, going on adventures through the mountains, over the beaches and the plains, driving coast to coast, being part of the memories that will last their lifetimes. Once babies came, the humble single cab would come too crowded with 3, then with 4. One breakdown too many, it would have to go. Old tired trucks sell cheap. Low cost attracts rough crowds. Scrapyards only see dollar signs bolted to 4 tires. Even though it still runs, it's worth more in parts than as a whole. Year 1, with its third owner, it loses its transmission. Year 3, its rear end. Year 5, its interior. Year 10, its backbone and heart, engine and frame. Used up, it's cast aside, forgotten and left to rust. Tired. So very tired. Year 15, the yard is bursting at the seams. With the 2000s around the corner and steel prices soaring, why would the scrapyard save from scrapping a worn-out shell of a common pickup? They haven't sold parts off this thing for years. Destined and now marked for crushing, its days are numbered. 1 month away from D-Day. 1, 2, 3, 4, the days tick by. 5, 6, 7, 8, the old truck remains in the same place. It can't roll, for it has no wheels. It can't run since it has no engine. Trapped in a steel shell, it can only simply wait for its end. Day 29. A mother once thought too old to bear children proved the world wrong 15 years ago with a bouncing baby boy. They now both stare amongst this once remarkable machine, now not even able to fit inside the shadow it once cast. Her, 65, he, 15. What a more interesting mother-son project than to get this old truck back on the road. They left home with a trailer, and after this scrapyard, came home with the parts and the vision of a proud truck that they're going to create. Year 1, they collected parts, its fenders and hood laying separate in the garage. Year 2, they start laying the patchwork, a drop in the bucket, but their vision and unity driving them to fill it. Year 3, they've almost done it. Fiberglass work done, body all accounted for, ready for final assembly. They have been working on this after work and school more than halfway. The fruits of their success are almost to bear until a cough comes. Cancer is a hell of a thing. Much like rust, it destroys everything it touches until only dust remains. Year 4, the old truck project doesn't progress, but they vow to continue when they beat their new battle. Year 5 never comes for one of them. How can you work on a team project with only half the team? The son grows older, life gets in the way. He moves, and what's left of the truck gets tossed to live outside. An unfinished project, but can you blame him? Every time he looks at it, he no longer feels admiration and the dream, but sadness and despair. A pit in the stomach that no matter what's thrown into it, it will never fill. 10 years passed. Rust now taking over what's left of its body. It's almost dust now, but he can't bear to crush it. Sell it. Get it out of the way. The newest owner may be able to finally bring it back to life, but will remain oblivious to the life this truck once lived. He'll never know about the farmer who built his business on its back, the young couple who raised their family with it, the scrapyard that used its parts to fund the wages of its workers, or the mom and son project that started ambitious with the light of a star but ended in the dark of the moon. All what he sees is the life that the truck can have moving forward. So, that begs the question, do trucks have souls? For what is a soul than something you can emphasize with, love, feel bad with, and cry for? The short answer is no. It's just a chunk of old iron after all. No different than a clock on the wall. But what it offers is memories baked into the steel. There's just something about it. When you sit in the cab and grab the wheel, there is a sensation that something happened here. There is an old saying that in this world you die twice. Once physically, but then once again the last time your name is ever mentioned. If anything, old iron and old trucks offer an olive branch to discover the adventures and the lives of others you never would have known without it.